twice. Well, oh gosh, because I'm trying to cook. Look, I gotta go back up.
Grandma.
Well, I don't have an actual uncle.
I have this.
Girl, what?
Oh, that's somebody's.
I'm trying to do something.
Uncle AJ.
I don't know where it's at.
Uncle AJ.
I don't know where it's at.
That's yours?
Hmm?
That's yours?
Oh no, that's your grandma.
Grandma, this is somebody's juice. Someone this orange juice.
Oh shoot.
Somebody's orange juices, Grandma. That's
Kicking back.
That's how we saw the brilliant.
What are you doing? Word. Stop.
But this is all. This is a white remote with a black. Let's see. It works. See, I told you it's gonna work, Uncle AJ Darnell.
What? That's not my last name.
I told you.
What are you doing? Leave that alone.
What you leaving alone for what?
Leave it alone.
Leave this alone?
Yes.
No, I don't want to do that.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, no, I'm not.
Leave it alone. That's what I'm saying. Like everything on here is like they doing too much. But I know it's working though. It's definitely working. Alright, YouTube is not really doing anything.
So,
Oh shoot, that was a nice picture. Stop that. There we go. Something.
Uncle
That's an
AJ,
interesting looking-
what's this? Uncle AJ, what's this?
Leave that alone. That's an adapter.
What's an adapter? This is an adapter, Uncle AJ.
Leave that alone. Stop. Get your face out of there.
What's this? I see butterflies, Uncle AJ. Look.
Yeah, no.
Hey, where are you going? They're gone.
I like that hat. That's a cool hat. Can't really tell. You angle it like that, it doesn't really get the glare on it. I like that hat.
That's better.
No, it's not. Turn that off. Stop. I like that. That was cool.
Uncle AJ, there's somebody cheats and we gotta have seat. It's the bitch cause the queen. And it's on the
I like seeing the couples that are fashionable. I think that's like the most interesting.
Uncle AJ have the boys or the
I think it's most interesting
show.
seeing-
The Steve.
Stop that.
You are a little gotcha. Uncle AJ show.
Stop it. No. Stop putting that stuff on me.
He got like friends. No.
Couples. That's
He
fire.
got Uncle AJ's. You got his
Go back upstairs. How about you do? Go back upstairs. Oh no. I think that's the most interesting thing. You rarely see the couples out like that. This is inspirational. This is motivational. I like this one too. This is pretty cool. Dang, you can't really see this one. Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool, right? That's a pretty cool look.
This. Okay. I can come with you. Wow. Wow. Ow. Uncle AJ, you want to wear this hat, right?
Hmm?
Because you're a boy. Wear it.
I don't want to wear that.
Because you're a boy. Because you're a boy. And I'm a girl. And you are a boy.
Go back upstairs.
No. No. Ladies and gentlemen, hooray! Uncle AJ's in my spot. Uncle AJ is in my spot. When I'm watching my show. Grandma! The black mouse is in my spot. When I sit down in the blue chair, I say, yes. Yes, it's a Sunday blue chair. It's not my spot. It's not the blue chair. Hi, Mrs. Squeaky. Because we see. Be twice, we can be friends. Thanks.
This is fire. I like this.
Now we're gonna watch my show.
What is that?
That's my coloring pen. Color. Here, it's
I see the vision.
A usual vision? What's that? Uncle AJ, what's usual vision?
The vision. Something that you see.
Why?
What do you mean, why?
Because I don't know. Because that's a priest word.
Vision?
Yes, and I'll do. And about you just say. You say O or Y. And you say why, because why you want to do that? Or everybody gonna come here when they go in their own bed.
Dang.
And they talk about why would you do that? And they say, and you do that, and you talk about it. You talk about what you talk about. When you talk about it, but that's okay. You can do anything you like. Or somebody do that. Okay, now let me do that. Let's do.
Dang, I like this one.
Where I put the watch? Ah! Here! Poro's on this one. But I don't see Poro. No. No. No means no. Poro, where are you? Where is Poro? Okay, maybe watch Ryan's World. He's having school movie. No. Ooh.
See, I don't want to be doing this.
Okay, let's watch Ryan's
a
World.
film where it's just like
Let's have
fashionable.
the scary movie. That's silly. Yeah. This is a Christmas movie. This is a new movie. This is how we would do it. This is a new movie. And this is this and this and everywhere. And that's the scary movie. Oh, let's have this and this and everything.
This is a couple of inspiring. These are very inspiring situations.
Everywhere. This is.
Very inspiring. Yeah.
Horse. And that's end of the game. And this is a scary house. We can watch that. Mom, Uncle AJ, you want to make a scary house, the scary gingerbread house, the scary gingerbread house, and I want to eat all the stuff. I love to eat all of these. I saw your fairies have a priest. So maybe. Trick or treat. We're gonna make a haunted chocolate cookie house.
That's right. It is a haunted chocolate cookie house kit. Wow.
Welcome to Ryan's World. It's loud. Whoa. That's better.
Ooh. Some fun candy.
I like the little
sprinkle.
Sprinkle, sprinkle,
Don't
sprinkle.
sprinkle me.
This is where we're gonna build our house. Let's turn the house around and add more frosting. Now let's do the other side.
Good. Put on it.
Now we'll put icing to make the roof. This kit only comes with white, orange, and black. But I want to use blue for fun. Spread it out. Let's put orange on the house. Okay. Anyway. Open the door. Whoa. That looks cool. Open the doorknob. I'm gonna put candy on the roof.
You put one on the roof? Are they gummy bears?
Like, come on, bro. Like, these styles, like, you get to go 10 times tougher.
I like the warm idea. What's up?
Yellow. Wow, that's cool. Zombies.
Wow.
I need to bookmark that or something.
Batman's home. Trick or treat.
Don't forget about Superman.
Trick or treat.
Hey there, Batman and Superman. I have a surprise for you.
What? How did a pumpkin disappear?
It is shocking. My favorite. See it inside. Surprise.
Oh, it's candy. Oh.
Oh, that's so cute.
Pop-Tart.
More candy on the roof. I'm gonna fly up there and eat some candy. Wait, did you just eat the zombie? Oh, 2 zombies. You ate 2 of them.
When you help me enjoy my haunted house. Bye.
Catch you soon.
Welcome to Ryan's World. Who's got Mickey Mouse?
Everybody at the Met Gala.
I want some banana.
bar is so low. It's 10.
Hey, there's a little sword in there.
Oh.
I'm Snoopy. Woof, 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 woof.
That's just
Snoopy.
What do you want?
This one, this one, this
No.
one. Ah!
Monster. Yeah, ow. Yeah. It does look like it.
Welcome to Ryan's World. Shopping for Halloween.
Right.
Get all of
You
that.
want to get all of these baskets? No. We'll just get one. Which one do you want? Which basket do you want?
This one, this one, this one.
No. Where's the menu one? Iron Man.
I can put this on my head to surprise them.
How? It does look like it. Whoa, Paw Patrol. Real life Paw Patrol. Is that really like, oh, no, it's just Ryan. Like it. Oh, it scared me. That both scared me. Oh, face. Like face.
Man, I could have stopped somebody for this thing. It's real easy. All you gotta do is go to the Balmain store.
Ryan.
That's it. Because Balmain got the best right now.
Yeah. Yeah. Iron Man, Captain America, Iron Man. Armstrong, Power Strong. What do you want? Awesome. Turtle. What is this? Paraglider. Ooh, scary.
What can it fly?
Climb stairs.
I mean, if you climb on
Yeah.
if you go upside, upside. Whoa. Look, it's a pickup car carrier.
Oh, cool. Awesome. What is it?
It's a big Tonka truck.
Cool. Yeah.
This
Whoa.
one comes with nothing. This one comes with a car.
We found a Disney car aisle. Alright, so you want the Lewis Hamilton?
Yeah. I never had him on this.
That's right. We found some Hot Wheel mystery models.
Look.
What? What's that?
Donald Duck is riding him.
That's cool, yeah.
Donald Duck is riding him for a skateboard.
Very cool.
Dang, what the heck? Why do you grow all in my timeline?
Helicopter!
Helicopter!
Hey,
That was weird.
Look at these little chunks. Yep. Spider-Man. Whee! Ryan.
It's War Machine.
That was weird. I need to do like 40 pull-ups. Dang, what the heck?
Whoever goes to the cart first. Okay.
Iron Man! Iron Man won! You promised. Can I try?
That was weird.
Whoa!
Yeah, look at the answer.
I move and sound like a real mouse, really. What do you have?
Cement truck and a roller.
I'm about to end this stream pretty soon.
What is that, Daddy?
It's just fire.
It's fire from there? That's awesome. They come with the marshmallows. Feed him his color change treat. What is that? Nice kind of scout. Twinsy with your sister. Let's go see Ryan. What's Ryan? Hello, nice
Dang,
pretty
for real. Man, this summer finna be crazy.
Yeah, got it.
Cool.
It's finna be crazy. I already feel it.
Oh, yeah.
If it's starting like, if spring is like this, if spring is any indication of what this summer is gonna be like,
Oh, another one?
It's a dinosaur one.
Oh, wow.
It's a dinosaur.
if spring is any indication,
Catch you soon.
let's see. Let's see. If spring is any indication, for real. It do. It's not good. You gotta stop that. Dang, she was killing me. She don't ever get hurt.
Yes. Mom, Grandma, yes? Who's here?
Huh?
Who's here?
Who's that?
I mean, Mama's here.
No. Don't go upstairs because the stove is hot and I can't watch you. I gotta do something outside. Take about 5 minutes. Well, I'll go back upstairs. Don't go upstairs.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah, come on here. I keep resetting this.
Why are you watching Halloween stuff?
Because I love Ryan's World Halloween. Yes, what did I tell you? I want to get a Halloween gingerbread man house, a fairy house.
Why would you want that?
Because when we pass Halloween, because we had to get it, because we do. Now think for yourself.
What? Excuse me?
Grandma, where's my sucker?
I'm sure you gotta eat dinner.
No. How am I gonna get a sucker?
Interesting look. You can't find these. That's why she winning, because she got a bomb man. She wins. This when they do that. Yeah, those. The Met Gala. The Met Gala. Oh shoot. Why is this picture coming up in my feed?
Oh,
That's weird.
Welcome to Ryan's world.
Nah. Tattoo go better. I want to make a Halloween film.
Hooray, it's a good mommy.
Make a Halloween film.
Oh. Yeah, let's find this little bang. It's supposed to be just like this.
That's it. Exactly. That's exactly what that is. I'm gonna do one of those.
Again. Another mommy again.
This thing is heating up. I'm gonna do that. I want to do a Halloween film.
Diversity and yes, some hope for the future. I like to end the week, or I should say end the
I
hour
like this.
with something good, and we think we have that for you next.
I think I got it. I think I got it. Yeah. Yeah.
Control of Crohn's means
Yeah.
ask your gastroenterologist about Skyward.
Yeah. I'll let you do it.
Learn how that we can help you save.
How are you feeling today?
Well, not brag, but I just
Look what I got.
Yeah.
Jeez. Oh shoot. I got those. I got these. I got these. I got that. I got that. Yeah.
Now I found a way. It's right for me. It feels more easy.
Doc, and I agree. I picked the time. Today's a good day. I screamed with Cola Garden and Highway.
Cheers.
It's for people
Cheers.
All positive and negative results may occur. Ask your provider for Cologuard.
Cheers. Yeah. We're toasting to the good life, the peace and prosperity. More prosperity, more success. You know, we're just gonna keep going up. We're just gonna keep going up, up, and away to infinity and beyond, beyond. That's what we do, man. It's about abundance. It's about, living the greatest life. It's about self-improvement. It's about success. I just want to be successful. Yeah.
Ask your doctor about once daily Trelegy for asthma, because breathing should be beautiful.
Happy to have you here. Happy Monday. Lots of news of all kinds going on right now. There's still more to find out. There's still more to get to the bottom of. Finally, we've started to get answers. Watch this space.
He's waited his entire life for this moment.
I'm deeply aware of his great inheritance.
So set your alarms early and join Alex Witt for the coronation of King Charles III. Saturday beginning at 5 a.m. Eastern on MSNBC.
Hive is the sustainable marketplace that lets you make a positive impact on the planet. Support fair trade while sipping on coffee. Make a difference by simply making a sandwich. And help our communities by helping yourself to another bar of chocolate. Let's bring on social good by bringing local groceries. To get started, take up to 20% off your order. Code Happy Planet. Visit HiveBrands.com to buy what you believe in.
Can you cook garlic herb steak and 4-cheese risotto with just a salmon? Zavala can. Can you serve up almond-crusted salmon with roasted broccoli with 1 minute of prep? Zavala can. Pizza ready. Zavala delivers fresh meals to your door. Then just prep. Let our smile cook the perfect way. So every bite is perfectly juicy, crisp, melty, tender, delicious. See what else Zavala can do. The Oasis. This is the Oasis. It's a place where the limits of reality are your own imagination.
Shout out to Leaving Reality. That's the hit Spielberg movie Ready Player One, about video games and their mass appeal as something more than a distraction, but a world you might fully inhabit. And even if you don't play them, I don't, you probably know a lot of people who do, because an estimated 3 billion people around the world play video games. Many young people, many people of all ages. And yet at the same time, the numbers show that this industry, part of big tech, has been slow to diversify. There's someone trying to change all that. And this is something we try to do when we reach out well beyond the normal news or what we might normally deal with in our lives here in the Beat Summit series. So we just welcomed up for the first time ever Rachel Cash, CEO of Free Black Dot, a media company that focuses on not only video games, but diversifying this increasingly influential tech space. He's worked on some popular new series like Gaming While Black.
Everyone's coming to gaming. Everyone is consuming gaming. They're playing gaming. They're consuming gaming. But when we did our own work, and I did my own work, and I looked at the amount of ad dollars and brand dollars
Cheers.
that went to creators of color, it was less than 4% of the tens of millions of dollars that I was generating and passing through my hands to pay creators to do certain things, to create certain content. And we started to look at that problem, and we thought, wow, one, shame on me, but two, the very same discrepancies that was, that were meant to be sort of avoided in this thing that was egalitarian.
Right. So how do you change that?
And so, that's one of the reasons why we created the show Gaming While Black. Because our advertising partners, they would say like, oh, there's not enough critical mass here to really get the impressions that we need to support this type of content. And
So walk us through, we have some footage of Gaming All Black. What does that mean?
so Gaming All Black is not about actually the in-game experience. It's about creating a space where people who love games can come and celebrate gaming, celebrate music in a way that's completely just kind of untethered from any societal weight, any societal
So
expectations.
for some people, it's understanding it a little bit like ESPN to sports.
Yeah.
It's people can then share this, and that's what we're seeing here.
Yeah, and you can see yourself in the sphere of gaming, which, as you've shown, you're underrepresented. And so what we did with this program is we went and we got Black creators as executive producers. It stars Black talent. We found a phenomenal partner in PepsiCo and their Solid Black Initiative, and they understood that, hey, you need to invest in this, which means investment versus, you have to do a little bit of education. Investment means that your returns, they don't come on day one because we're trying to invest to close the gap.
So that's video games, which, as I mentioned, are very popular. If you're a little more old school and you like, say, film, Cash is also working on a slate of films, including 4 with Eli Roth and 50 Cent. You went to Hollywood Studios recently, people would say, that's more light stuff, even with a lot of action superhero films, right? People say those things, and then they will try to tell you they're not racist, right? And then we see if you have other people at the table that changes. So I want to get you on that, but I want to play for you someone who really has led as well in this space. Let's take a look.
The
I really wanted this movie to first and foremost feed that Black horror movie audience that's been very clear, like what we need from a movie like this. I just haven't gotten that representation, and that representation became a part of what the movie's identity is.
I have a different, I call it a different description. Things that have influenced the way that I see things and where I think that there's value is very different than other people who may sit in the seat. And so I can look at things and find areas that I think are immensely valuable, and everyone else is sort of overlooking your perspective in terms of how you see the world, how much time you spent as other. How much time you have to actually sort of consider what it means to sort of be validated, or what it means to have your perspective deemed as valuable. I think all of that sort of goes into the mix of where you look for art, where you look for culture, where you look for creativity. That's not sort of divided just among sort of racial lines. It's a really, really sort of rich group. Mine is, my background is, I spent a lot of time, in rooms and places where there was, finance before I got to entertainment, where, I felt like other, and I needed somebody to say like, hey, it's okay that your perspective is different. For a long time, just through education, you're trying to sort of harmonize and commodify perspective. I need somebody to say, it's okay that your perspective is different. And then secondly, I needed to learn and have sort of validated that perspective is also valuable.
Really interesting to hear from people who are creating value. If you've never heard of Mr. Cash, he's mostly behind the scenes, which is part of why we do this summit series. We also did, quickly, a lightning round. Best advice you've ever gotten?
Don't change that.
Best advice you ever gave?
Never stop.
Like Formula One, I haven't worked with, but I want to work with students. To you, reaching the summit for me, please stay fulfillment. Being able to look at what I do, what I contribute to society, knowing that there's an integrity of purpose. That was some of what we heard there from Reginald Cash. I want to thank you for spending time with us in the beat, and say one other thing about this summit series. We talked to a lot of different people, as I mentioned, Gates, Eric Schmidt, but we also want to learn how people get to the mountain, as we call it, up the summit. And that means that we'll show the people that haven't heard of, to learn about industries and whatever it is you start the summit. So it was really interesting to hear him how we took an industry that clearly appeals to many, 3 billion people, obviously appeals to a lot of different people. And yet, at that leadership levels, these centers still largely closed off. So, again, thanks to Equal Cash, it's interesting. Ari. Again, it's always following Ari Melber on social media. The Readout with Joy Reid is up next.
It's not a readout, that's about
It was in my county. 5 people died in my county. That is from my what you call it?
Another gun rampage, this time in Texas. Governor Greg Abbott, who has done much to boost the NRA culture of guns before kids in that state, was devoted to reduce the murder of a 9-year-old child. I'll say something to Carol back on the witness stand today. There's a cross-examination about her application. The doctors are related. He was 3,000 miles away from something just to be moved as a judge and rejected his motion for this. Roy Wood Jr. is here to talk about his President So we begin tonight with America's gun crisis. On Thursday, once again, with unimaginable horror in Texas. On Friday evening, shot to death. 109-year-old boy. The suspect had been firing a semi-automatic rifle in his yard, and his neighbor, Wilson Garcia, asked him to stop. So his big man speaking he could do whatever he wanted at his house. He then went into his home, grabbed an AR-15 rifle. The doorbell camera captured him walking over to Garcia's home, where he shot and killed 5 people. Here are the 5 victims, left to right. Diana Velasquez Alvarado, 21. Garcia's 9-year-old son, Daniel, and Garcia's wife, Sonia Guzman, 25. Julissa Molina Rivera, 31, and Jose Jonathan Cesares, 18. The gunman shot them in the head, execution style. 2 of the women who were killed were found with their bodies laying across the children whose lives they saved.
What you call
The gunman is still at large. Soon after that, a different type of carnage, a moral kind. When Governor Greg Abbott, in a press release about the shooting rampage, described the victims as illegal immigrants. To use a massacre in which 5 people, including a child, were slaughtered execution style to score political points and demonize immigrants is a sickening new low for this governor and his party, who love guns, but not so much children and immigrants. Governor Abbott, what you say is violence dangerous policies that weaken your state's gun laws. You signed permitless carry into law in 2021. Less than 2 years after mass shootings in El Paso and in Odessa, which left 30 people dead. And while you're obsessed with demonizing Latino migrants and the border boogeyman, which you call the invasion of racism there, I'm sure, and you blame President Biden.
No, we're not listening to that.
You, Governor Abbott, have ignored
What is she talking about?
the invasion of death culture into your party and into your state. Like how in an average year, nearly 4,000 people die by gunfire in Texas. And your state's gun laws, which are so weak, you can allow some.
I just gave you a thumbs up.
Background check and even so Texas and we should have done this 15th are rarely they're all over the Americans. They're also helping get to purchase an AR-15. The only way here in America, it's Texas. Castro. Who recently first ever executive for grassroots. Go first. This is thing on the
This is the MO for today. National candidate, you have to show approval towards including, and then how people like Greg and all who are immigrants. You know, he says he cares, and then in the other, not only that, we shouldn't out of his way to make it ask questions while
arguable. Have the care about that.
Okay. Boring. 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 Mm. Mm.
country with the rate of deadly gun violence. We've been Republicans dominated the government for decades. It's the South. We are talking about in our culture.
Mm.
We definitely have to. Your gun laws can save lives. Really, the positive of that is that we also have a level of activism happening. We have it's just
Mm.
a couple months ago on one of our volunteers, and I had an opportunity also to be with the families involved. And the fact that they are showing up in their pain to make sure that they're pushing.
That's what's up. I like this
do
one.
the right thing and take care of Texans in that case. And really, we're doing this across the country. So yes, I would say this is something we have to look at as far as our southern states. We have to look at how they're politicizing this issue when the American public want to see stronger gun laws.
And it isn't that there's something, Leon Castro, that is unique about the South in terms of villainy, right? There are mental health issues in the North, the South, the East, the West, in Europe, in Canada, in the Caribbean. But the southern states are
Can I like?
entirely governed by Republican legislatures and or Republican
Let me
governors.
see something.
And they are systematically weakening gun law in those
And
states.
they are
There's a reason that New
systematically.
York City is the safest big city in America. Strict gun laws. You just
For
can't
real.
get gun into the wall.
Really though.
Right? So I'm not afraid. I'll be honest, I am not afraid to go to a mall in New York. I am deathly afraid to go to a mall in a state like Virginia or Texas or Florida. I wouldn't, because people can walk around with guns. And in a state like Florida, where they're trying to make it easier, during spring break, are people even sober walking around? You're saying anybody, get a gun and walk anywhere you want. In Texas, into a mental institution, you take a gun. It's madness. And it is not that the South is somehow uniquely a bad place. It's that they have uniquely weak gun laws. I don't know how else to put it.
Yeah, I mean, how many hints do we need that it's the guns?
Mm.
We keep seeing over and over that it is the guns, and the data bear out that where you relax gun laws like this, in Texas, it really is just an issue of just you keep the noise down, or can you cut your grass?
Dang, that's messed up. Mason filing bankruptcy.
For Black communities, it was a peaceful. Mexico. Those are American people. All of our hands position.
Oh shoot. No, that hurt. Ah.
update about that. By the way, shootings that happened. What we have daily gun violence flags are well, and it's felt by Black people. Stepping up in this time. And
Mm.
Because everyone's got guns everywhere. They do not understand what really. In midnight,
Mm. Mm.
Clear plaque psoriasis. With a chance at clear or almost clear skin. It's like the feeling of finding that outfit psoriasis tried to hide from you, or finding your swimsuit is ready for prime time. Dad, one Daily Substitute is proven to get more people clearer skin than the leading pill. Don't take if you're allergic to Sotyktu. Serious reactions can occur. Sotyktu can lower your ability to fight infections, including TB. Serious infections, cancers including lymphoma, muscle problems, and changes in certain labs have occurred. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, liver or kidney problems, high triglycerides, or had a vaccine or plan to. Sotyktu is a TYK2 inhibitor. TYK2 is part of the JAK family. It's not known that Sotyktu has the same risks as JAK inhibitors. Mind what plaque psoriasis has been hiding. Ask your dermatologist about Sotyktu for clearer skin. So clearly you. Sotyktu.
Chicago, Latinos have been here longer than Wrigley Field, and they've brought their amazing culture with them. I'm here to find out what kind of impact decades of Latinx influence have had on the Windy City.
This neighborhood represents home for so many people. It represents our culture.
You know, we were poor, but then when I said I want to be an actor, they're like, try it.
We're all in the same struggle. We're one Latin family. That's what we are.
Excuse me.
Writer E. Jean Carroll was back on the stand for a third day in her civil trial against Donald Trump, alleging that he raped her inside a New York department store in the 1990s. It was the second day of cross-examination for Trump lawyer Joe Tacopina, and he continued where he left off last week, trying to find inconsistencies in her story and attacking her credibility to convince a jury that Ms. E. Jean Carroll's claim is unbelievable. Just hours before the trial began for the day, Tacopina filed a new request for a mistrial with U.S. District Judge Lewis Kaplan, accusing that same judge of, quote, pervasive, unfair, and prejudicial rulings that he claims were in favor of Trump's accuser. Among his list of complaints, Tacopina took issue with the judge shutting down his questioning when he pushed Carroll about why she did not scream, why she didn't tell police, or attempt afterwards to seek security camera footage from the department store. He also claims that the judge mischaracterized evidence in favor of Carroll, as well as bolstered her testimony. The judge denied the Trump team request. Joining me now is Lisa Rubin, MSNBC legal analyst, and you were in the courtroom today. What was the basis for the denial of the mistrial? I mean, did he just simply say, I did none of those such things?
He didn't even say that, Joy. He basically said, with respect to the filing that was made before me earlier this morning, the motion is denied.
Oh, okay.
Mm.
So let's talk about a couple of the sort of elements in the room. One of them is the Donald Trump. He's in Scotland doing his thing. He's on his golf course with a video of him doing that. Does that seem significant, or is that somehow being played up in the trial in the way that Trump isn't? We don't know if he's not going to come at all. It doesn't seem that he is.
You know, I have to say, I don't feel the absence of Donald Trump there because the focus has really been entirely on E. Jean Carroll. She is the dominant figure in that courtroom, not just Tacopina,
Interesting.
not her lawyers. It's really Carroll commanding the courtroom.
Impossible.
Including the judge, the jurors, the observers, the lawyers. Everyone's attention is focused on E. Jean Carroll.
Interesting. So let's talk about E. Jean Carroll. Some of the things that Joe Tacopina tried to sort of take her apart on. The fact that she watched The Apprentice and tweeted about The Apprentice. The fact that, you know, the not screaming part of it is so horrendous that I don't know where he's going with that. The fact that she declared herself a fan of the show. How did she respond to things like that?
You know, I thought that some of her admissions, Joy, only made her more credible. So, for example, she said she had been a massive fan of The Apprentice. She had never seen a competition show like that. And that she wasn't all that bothered by seeing Donald Trump on camera, that it wasn't until 2015 when he declared for president and his face was suddenly everywhere that she really had to confront what it meant to sort of get used to seeing him constantly.
Right. And so, and she talked about the Me Too movement sort of changing the way she thought, because she was also apparently, Tacopina attempted to impeach her on the fact that she was an advice columnist. And when people would write in advice about sexual assault, she didn't advise, she advised them to go to the police, did she? How would she respond to that?
You know, one of the things she said, I think it's important to understand E. Jean Carroll in the context of who she is generationally. She today, in testimony that was struck for being prejudicial, said, I'm part of the silent generation. And so she was very clear to say, the advice that I gave is the advice I know to be the right advice. And yet, I was raised to be docile and compliant and accommodating and not make a scene. And I would never, ever, ever call the police. Essentially to say, look, I'm a product of 1943 when I was born, and generationally, I still fit into that, even though professionally I accomplished things that were sort of unheard of for women of my age.
And she also testified, did she not, that friends told her, don't do it, he'll destroy you.
Yeah, there were one friend in particular, Carol Martin, who was a groundbreaking journalist, essentially said to her, Jane, you can't go.
Impossible.
Donald Trump has hundreds of lawyers. He will destroy you.
Yeah, and he's trying to do that very
Yeah,
thing.
absolutely.
Also an attempt to impeach her on shopping at Bergdorf Goodman, as if she should never go back into the store.
Right, as if a real trauma victim avoids being re-traumatized. And that's where he was going with The Apprentice too, right? If you were a real trauma victim, you wouldn't go back to the scene of the crime. Instead, you wouldn't have bought 23 gifts there between 2000 and 2018 as records you produced in this case show. If you were a real trauma victim, you would have avoided seeing Donald Trump on screen instead of admitting on Facebook that you were a massive fan of The Apprentice. And Eugene Carroll essentially said, I was raised to grin and bear it, to put my chin up and push myself back. Television shows just wasn't in my nature.
And last question, where was the jury looking during this back and forth? Were they focused on
Impossible.
It's a little bit like watching a tennis match, too, right? Like the jurors are kind of went the entire time. But I would say largely their focus was on Eugene Carroll throughout today, and she held up fairly well under pretty intense questioning.
Thank you so much, Lisa Rubin. I appreciate you being in the courtroom, being our eyes and ears as there are no cameras there. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. Right, coming up, America held hostage. Republicans demand huge cuts to social programs in exchange for raising the debt ceiling. The latest on Kevin McCarthy's tone-deaf demands. Straight ahead.
I'm your overly competitive brother. Check. Safe. Really? And now you're making a stellar score. If you don't have the right home insurance coverage, well, you can end up paying for all this yourself. So get off here.
You have chronic
Impossible.
There are places you'd like to be, like here, and here, and here. Not so much
This
here.
ain't hidden.
If you've been diagnosed with
This
chronic
ain't hidden.
Farxiga reduces the risk
You can't be like that. No way. You can't be. Impossible.
Ketoacidosis is a serious side effect that may lead to death. A rare life-threatening bacterial infection in the skin of the perineum. Stop taking Farxiga and call your doctor right away if you have symptoms of this bacterial infection, an allergic reaction, or ketoacidosis. And don't take it if you are on dialysis.
Dang, man. I don't like seeing that.
Ask your doctor for Farxiga for chronic kidney disease. If you can
Impossible. Let me show you some things, man.
Also, misleading search results.
Whew.
Reputation Defender helps clean up your search results, wiping away negative first impressions, allowing truthful, positive content to rise to the top. Visit reputationdefender.com or call today for your free consultation.
Pedro was born with a cleft lip and palate that threatened his future and impaired his speech. But his cleft condition didn't define him. He's playful, smart, loving. Pedro is like any child you know and love. Children like Pedro need your help. Thousands of children are born with cleft conditions.
This app could be so much better.
Access to surgery.
So
With your
much better.
support, Operation Smile can heal them. Scan or go online to give a new
Impossible.
smile to a child like Pedro, a child like yours.
What's the plan?
We're going into the Watergate.
Howard, that is the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
They've got guns. 5 men were arrested last night. You guys just keep your mouths shut.
Ellie's alert.
There's a chance you'll be going to prison.
Wait, what?
For not a bunch of incompetent hoes who are acting in the country's best interest.
Trust me, Mom's gonna love it. I'm telling you right now, licorice.com makes the perfect Mother's Day gifts. She's gonna love this.
Australian red.
Licorice.com now. Are you sick of UTIs? I had 8 in 1 year. This inspired my husband and I to start Eupora.
Eupora makes a UTI emergency kit to manage your symptoms until you can see a doctor.
If you get UTIs, try Eucora. Eucora saved my life.
Try today at Eupora.com.
This is a Bombas performance sock. For such a small item, it performs big in so many ways. Big on comfort, big on durability, big on
Impossible.
breathability. Bombas gives you big comfort for all your athletic pursuits.
What's happening? Enjoy.
There is a different vibe. Dang.
Ready for immediate delivery, starting from just $1.49 a month, only at the Red Escapes.
Possible.
You've been with us from our first store to now nearly 20. We are hiring like crazy, so of course our healthcare has gotten complex and costly. Any great ideas?
Totally.
First step, a new company wellness program.
Then repackage the pharmacy benefit.
You two know all that? Not us.
We have people.
Wow.
CBIZ, your trusted local advisors, backed by specialists nationwide.
Feeling better already.
Oh, Spider-Man.
Okay, I think it is really important that I talk to you tonight about the looming crisis that could soon pummel the U.S. economy because consequences will affect all of us. House
Possible.
Republicans have confirmed that they are willing to push the economy off a cliff for political leverage. In plain terms, they are refusing to raise the debt ceiling, which is basically just paying for bills that they and the Trump White House largely racked up, unless Democrats in the Biden White House agree to deep cuts to our future budget. Simply put, they are taking America's economy hostage and saying that after a 4-year Christmas spending spree under Trump, they will stop paying the nation's credit card bill unless Biden agrees to play Scrooge in future Christmases. And what do the House enemies usually
That would be
cuts?
wild.
Well, you might think they would want to look at defense spending since so many of them are all up in arms about funding Ukraine and the woke military, but no. That is the untouchable third rail. Instead, they want to kill large chunks of Biden's Inflation Reduction Act, which means spending on the environment, transportation,
Possible.
bridges, tunnels, electric cars, that sort of thing. And guess who they think should bear the brunt of these cuts? The poor, of course, since their bill targets programs for them. The House Republican bill that the media credited as a McCarthy win would add work requirements to Medicaid and expand current work requirements for the food stamp program and the temporary assistance for needy families program. The work requirements would cause some families to lose monthly food benefits or lose health coverage if the person receiving Medicaid were to become sick
Impossible.
and be unable to work. That would leave our most
This is
vulnerable
a
with
lot.
zero income for government support. The financial service Moody's called the Republican proposal a stinker because it would effectively
Dang.
lay off 780,000 Americans, which would also slow economic growth. It is a dangerous time to be playing these kinds of political games because the default, or even the threat of a default, could trigger global panic at a time when our economy is fragile. House Republicans claim they're doing this in the name of fiscal responsibility, but they might ask why they raised the debt ceiling 3 times under Trump with no preconditions while spending continued to soar.
A debt ceiling is like giving your child a credit card, and they charge the limit all the way up. Would you just raise the limit? No, you would
Well, but then playing with America's standing at full faith and credit of U.S. government debt, I feel like you can deal with the spending in other ways, which is totally legitimate.
So if you just raise the debt ceiling, you think $31 trillion of debt. The CBO has come out in the next 10 years, we'll pay 10.5.
You did it 3 times in the Trump administration.
As we did economic changes.
As we did economic changes, you know what those economic changes were? They were tax cuts to the wealthy, which added roughly $2.3 trillion to the little kid's credit card, the debt. The only difference this time is that a Democrat is president. Republicans have a history of messing with the debt ceiling under Democratic presidents. Just for the bottom line. The House bill is going nowhere in the Senate because President Biden, congressional Democrats, and most analysts agree that the full faith and credit of the U.S. government is not up for negotiation. It is now to Kevin McCarthy to come up with an acceptable offering fast. The question is, how can you do it? How can you do it with the so-called moderate Republicans when they only answer to MAGA extremists? Well, we're about to find out. Late this afternoon, President Biden invited all 4 congressional leaders, House Speaker McCarthy, Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries, Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, and Minority Leader Mitch McConnell to the White House next week to discuss how to avoid a debt default. Joining me now is coming from California. It is hilarious to me when Republicans say, that's like giving your kid a credit card. They were the kid for 4 years. They spent the money and now they don't want to pay the bill.
$8 trillion that Trump racked up, 25% of the debt. But here's the
Impossible.
The kids analogy. If your kids racked up credit card bills and credit card debt, who says I'm just not going to pay
Fashion
the company?
style.
I mean, okay, so they can take your house and destroy your bank. Of course, you pay the bill. Right?
Impossible.
And not only that, but the way that you would respond if, let's say,
Dang,
that was
that's
your
wild.
card. Let's say you racked up all this credit card debt and you paid for needed expenses with
That's
credit card,
wild.
and you had the opportunity to
That's
raise
wild.
your
Impossible.
credit limit so that you could still
Impossible.
you could still pay bills. You would get an increased credit limit. That is what the U.S. does.
Exactly.
Because we have good credit, we're able to get a credit limit increase. That is all that's being asked for. And to your point, they wrapped up most of that debt
Impossible.
by giving the super rich a massive tax cut. And they don't have a problem with that.
First of all, you pay your bills, you get the money, as you said, and then you have a conversation, right? If you're part of a family, do you say, okay, it's my way or the highway? Here's what we're going to cut, and you tell your kids and your spouse that you sit there and you discuss. That's what the president is saying. He's saying, look, let's pay our bills, then I will have a conversation about how we reduce our deficit. Kevin McCarthy doesn't want that. He wants to take hostage the entire Congress unless you get exactly his bill. What if Nancy Pelosi had done that? What if we had said, unless you give us Medicare for all, unless you give us Green New Deal, President Trump, we're not going to raise the debt ceiling. Of course we don't do that because we're responsible. We need to compromise when it comes to the functioning of the government. They're acting irresponsible.
And a lot of your base probably would like if y'all had done that. But let's talk about there needs to be a clean debt limit increase. That's just dumb what Kevin McCarthy is trying to argue. But in an actual budget negotiation, what would Democrats be willing to put on the table? Because the reality is we do need a Green New Deal. We do actually need to do more on climate. We do actually need things like, preschool, subsidized preschool, the things that got cut out of the bill when the big infrastructure bill went through. How do those things get done?
We'll start with the fact that most of the debt historically has been racked up with Republican presidents. Bill Clinton left us with a budget surplus. Here's what happened after that. We went into these overseas wars that racked up a lot of money. We had the Trump tax cuts for the
Impossible.
We had the Bush
Nobody
tax
running
cuts
out of
for the
cash.
very wealthy. We just start by repealing the tax cuts to the very wealthy, and we stop a lot of these overseas wars, and we don't have a defense budget that gets to $1
And
trillion.
why don't the defense ever get cuts?
I don't know. And have you ever noticed, Jordan, that when we speak about defense, we talk about a 1 year spending, it's going to be almost $1 trillion. But when we talk about the IRA, 360 some billion, that's over 10 years.
Yeah.
We're going to do 10 trillion almost over 10 years.
And who would, in this bill, you're talking about cutting things like SNAP, you're talking about cutting food stamps, Meals on Wheels. Why do Republicans think it's good politics to go after elderly people who could get sick and then can't get Medicaid? So you're saying now on top of being sick, now you lose your Medicaid. And what do they expect to happen to those people?
People don't pay attention to the details.
Yeah.
That's what our job is. The cuts are for veterans healthcare, 22% cut for veterans healthcare.
Well, that part of military spending didn't cut.
Yeah, exactly. So that you can actually get an appointment at the VA. That's what this is going to be for veterans. Less appointments, longer wait times.
Yeah.
They're cutting K through 12 education, early childhood education, food stamps. At a time the economy is slowing, is going through tough times, and you're going to take away food stamps. By the way, there was a great study, USA Today, that if you have work requirements, it does nothing to actually increase work. All it does is take food away from people, which they may need to get back.
Whereas SNAP boosts the economy because it all gets spent at Walmart and stores. I want to get a little side issue I want to talk to you about. You had a back and forth on the Twitters with one Vivek Ramaswamy, who currently is boasting about getting, who was the only African-American anchor in this business before I joined him in Prime at CNN, Don Lemon. He's boasting about getting him fired. He thinks that is somehow going to be a big, flag for his run for president. Your thoughts on him? Because you've been back and forth with him online.
When he first started, I thought, okay, here's an Indian American, funny name, we disagree. Hopefully he makes a good showing or does something well. And it was embarrassing. It was embarrassing. My phone blew up with other Indian Americans saying, make it clear he doesn't speak for us. To sit there lecturing a black man about black history was totally uncalled for. And then he didn't have all of his historical facts. So the Indian American community in this country posed a huge debt to
the African American community, if it weren't for the civil rights movement, the 1965 Immigration Reform Act that passed, my parents wouldn't have come to America. Before that, basically, immigrants from Asia and Africa were not allowed to come. It was highly discriminatory.
It's really ironic because neither his nor my parents could have come here under the rules before the Civil Rights Act, before that 65 Civil Rights Bill, but he's acting as if the NRA somehow saved African Americans in the Civil War. The NRA wasn't even formed until 1871. He doesn't know anything about African American history. He clearly doesn't know the reasons for the Civil War because he thinks the purpose of the Civil War was to get Black people the right to bear arms. I mean, what?
The last I checked, Dr. King, it was a non-violent civil rights movement influenced, by the way, by Mahatma Gandhi.
Yeah.
And so the fact that maybe some of them had guns to protect themselves, they weren't advocating the use of guns, they were advocating non-violence. And here's the point, he's saying, well, any individual should have the right to talk about Black history. Of course, everyone should have the right to talk about it. Each should have opinions, but they should be informed opinions. They should be opinions after you've read history books, and they should be ones not with arrogance, but with humility.
Yeah.
Especially if you're talking to someone who has actually studied and read that history.
Yeah, I guess, I guess being fluid in your mellifluous ability to speak does not mean that you know what the hell you're talking about. And he clearly did not. And Don was right in that comment. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate you being here. Up next, Roy Wood Jr., the host of this year's White House Correspondents' Dinner, joins me to recap the annual celebration of the First Amendment and America's freedom.
Voltaren, the joy of movement. For adults with generalized myasthenia gravis who are positive for acetylcholine receptor antibodies,
That's crazy.
they feel like the world is moving.
That's crazy. See?
And the picture is changing with VYVGART. In a clinical trial, participants achieved improved daily abilities with VYVGART.
They need to create their own league then.
And VYVGART helped clinical trial participants
Create your own league.
muscle weakness.
How much bread you make off of that?
In a clinical study, the most common infections were urinary tract and respiratory tract infections.
Of course. Deion Sanders could create his own league. All he gotta do.
VYVGART can cause allergic reactions. The most common side effects include respiratory tract infection, headache, and
It'd be mad difficult.
Picture your life in motion with VYVGART, a treatment designed using a fragment of an antibody. Ask your neurologist if VYVGART could be right for you.
But it's possible.
If you have this, consider adding this. An AARP
If you get the HBUs, HBCUs, if you give them a professional
and let you see any doctor,
team,
any specialist, anywhere in the U.S. who accepts Medicare patients. So if you have this, consider adding this. Call United Healthcare today for your free decision
you
guide.
can even just start with 2 teams. Or start with
This is a keepsake friend. This is actually a photo
2 ain't
from
enough.
my wedding.
You need more teams than that.
I'm Adam Weiss, founder and CEO of Keepsake, a mobile app that makes it easy to have your photos printed, framed, and shipped to your doorstep. Just choose a photo that you love. You can preview it in over 100 frames, and in a couple of days, you're going to receive your photo in a beautiful
There's a will, there's a
frame.
way.
So if you've got a special photo on your phone, install the free Keepsake app. We would love a chance to frame it for you.
Are you sick of UTIs? I had 8 in 1 year. This inspired my husband and I to start Eupora.
Eupora makes a UTI emergency kit to manage your symptoms until you can see a doctor.
If you get UTIs, try Eupora. Eupora saved my life.
Try today at Eupora.com.
When it comes to reducing sugar in your family's diet,
The more choices, the better. That's why America's beverage companies are working together to deliver more great tasting options with less sugar or no sugar at all.
in fact, today, nearly 60% of beverages sold contain 0 sugar.
Different sizes? Check.
Clear calorie labels? Just check.
With so many options, it's easier than ever to find the balance that's right for you. More choices?
Less sugar.
BalanceUS.org.
Now we make travel so expensive. We have this hotel to ourselves. How did you get here?
Kayak. They compared hundreds of travel sites to find a great deal on my flight, car, and hotel.
Kayak. Search one and done.
When I was diagnosed with HIV, I didn't know who I would be.
But here I am, being me.
Keep being you and ask your healthcare provider about the #1 prescribed HIV treatment, Biktarvy.
Biktarvy is a complete one-pill, once-a-day treatment used for HIV in many people, whether you're 18 or 80. With one small pill, Biktarvy fights
I like that song.
until undetectable and stay there, whether you're just starting or replacing your current treatment. Research shows that taking HIV treatment as prescribed
So many songs out here.
prevents transmitting HIV.
That's the problem.
Serious side effects can occur, including
Everybody not meant to be a musician.
life-threatening side effects include a buildup of lactic acid and liver.
Not even supposed to be that many musicians. Period.
Tell your healthcare provider about all the medicines and supplements you take if you're pregnant or breastfeeding, or if you have kidney or liver problems, including hepatitis. If you have hepatitis B, do not stop taking Biktarvy without talking to your healthcare provider. Common side effects: diarrhea, nausea, and headache.
No matter where life takes you, Biktarvy can go with you. Ask your healthcare provider today.
Your best defense against erosion and cavities is strong enamel. Nothing beats it. New Pronamel Active Shield actively shields the enamel to defend against erosion and cavities. I think that this product is a game changer for my patients. It really works.
Boy, the podium is yours. I'm going to be fine with your jokes, but I'm not sure about Dark Brandon.
Dark Brandon was out in full force this weekend at the annual White House Correspondents' Dinner, roasting everyone from Ron DeSantis to Marjorie Taylor Greene, Elon Musk, Tucker Carlson, and Fox.
It's great the cable news networks are here tonight. MSNBC owned by NBC Universal. Fox News owned by Dominion Voting Systems. Last year, your favorite Fox News reporters were able to attend because they were fully vaccinated and boosted. This year,
Alright, I'm about to end
for
this
that
stream.
$787
This is too
million
long.
settlement, they're here because they couldn't say no to a free meal.